Hey everyone, welcome back to another Elden Ring video. I hope that everybody is having an absolutely fantastic day, and I hope that you are enjoying playing Elden Ring as well. But in today's video, I want to show you how to go ahead and get this Crucible armor set. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It has really good stats and a few other things that kind of go along with it. We're going to go ahead and dive and look at the armor quickly. I'm going to show you guys where to get it. And honestly, there is a secret armor set in the exact same location, so I'm going to walk you step by step how to get through that. There's also going to be a stone sword key or portion of the map as well that you're going to be able to get another weapon. So there's a lot of goodies in this one location, so stick around. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. But the first thing that we're actually going to go ahead and do is take a look at the equipment itself. So the Crucible armor is it's all here. It's all good. We have a lot of damage negation and a lot of resistance with this, and we actually have a decent amount of poise, considering that you can get this in the at this plateau area before you even go into the capital, if you really want to be able to do that. So which is really nice. So if you need this armor, then let's go ahead and take a look at the helmet here just real quick. You guys can see everything there. Then we have the actual armor piece itself, the chest, we have the gauntlets, and then we also have the greaves. Anyway, let's go ahead and show you guys exactly where we need to go in order to obtain this. And this is the location that you guys are going to want to. Azura, Hero's Grave. Like I said, it's in the Athos Plateau, just outside of the capital. Now, it is kind of an interesting way to get here. So if you come to this Grace Point right here, you're going to follow this road and you're going to come down and to the right down this path, and you're going to go underneath. There's like an opening barely in the rocks, and then you'll be able to get right into this location. It is a long way down into the Hero's Grave, so let's go ahead and show you guys everything right now. Now, I am going to show you guys the entire thing, or at least for the most part. I did run this a couple times. I'm going to kind of splice it all together, and nobody wants to see an entire boss fight anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that. But it is a really long way down to the bottom of this Hero's Grave, and pretty much when you first get down here, you're going to get an imp statue right off the bat and a gray sight. So we can go ahead and collect that stuff right away. Pretty much what you're going to find in there is a sword. I'm not going to spoil which one it is, but it's a one that we can go ahead and take a look at here in just a moment. Now, there are a couple of probably the more annoying creatures in this thing, the ones that actually cause you like madness. I absolutely hate these creatures. Number one, they bounce around like absolute crazy, and there's nothing that you can really do with it compared to a lot of the other effects from them. So basically, once you get madness, it's one and done, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, now let's go into the actual area first. I'm going to bring you all the way down to the boss chamber first. Now, there's going to be a little spike thing that's going to spawn right there. There's two spots that you can go left or right. I recommend going to the left one because on the right, there's actually two skeletons that you got to deal with. And as soon as the little spiky chariot thing goes ahead and gets by you, then you want to get down here as soon as you possibly can. As soon as that thing turns around, you're going to want to run, because if you mistime this, you will die right here. I mean, it is very close, as you guys can see on the screen right now. Now, there's another chariot that's going to be coming up, and there's going to be a chariot behind you. There's two areas that I just jumped over right there that you guys can go ahead and explore. They're really not that big, so you should be able to get around them relatively easy. They're pretty self-explanatory. Pretty much once you get there, you don't really have to worry about it. Now, if you do time this right, you can actually kind of run through this entire thing kind of like side by side, kind of what I'm doing right here, and then you just kind of zigzag your way down all the way to the bottom. We had that one skeleton on the right that we had to deal with. We had one skeleton that we had to deal with if we walk into that cove right there, but you can make it all the way down there once you get around that corner. Now, here's where I respliced it a little bit. You're going to go off to the right if you want to go to the boss, and then there's actually a secret area pretty much right here as well. There's an opening just above us that I'll show you guys a little bit later. You're going to run through here. You'll be safe once you get to this door location. You'll go ahead and open it like any other door you would. And then there's going to be a few enemies in here. Now, I believe I struggled for whatever reason when I came into this area. I really don't know why I did, but I did. So it is what it is. No big deal. So you just go all the way down to the very bottom of this, and I believe there's like 3 skeletons in this area. There's one right here, there's one right off to the left, and also one to the right that you have to, that they don't really show themselves, and they'll start kind of coming after you here. Once you get a little bit further, they will just use like a bow and arrow, so you don't really have to worry about that. But just like any other skeletons in the game, you want to get them down, and then you want to make sure that you hit them again so that they can't go ahead and respawn. So kind of 2 annoying enemies in this area, just because you got to kill skeletons twice, and then you got to deal with the creatures that cause madness. Then obviously at the very bottom you have the Fog of War, which will actually take you into the boss fight. Now, if you want to get to the secret area, there's actually going to be one to the right that you actually can come right back to this location, and I'll show you guys where you guys can go for that. There's a couple things in there, but nothing really worthwhile to show, so I'm really not going to go ahead and do that. But you just want to go ahead and walk these ledges. Now, I have a hand disability, so I have to be careful with how I move certain things, and that's why I take my time in situations like this. But if you go off to the right here, there's a couple madness creatures. I believe there's like 4 or 5 of them, so they can be kind of annoying to deal with, because if you backstep too far, you will completely fall to your death. There's one that's kind of turned around. That was easy to take care of. And then you've got the 2 right here. And then if you go through that doorway, there's a couple things around that corner, and then there's a ladder, and then you'll be right back where I just had this footage for you guys. So it's pretty easy to just make your way through that. And whatever reason, I did my step back and I landed on the pillar, so that actually worked out pretty good. I was pretty kind of surprised and shocked that that even happened. But anyway, if you want to go over to this direction, there's that spot again. If you want to go forward, you can. Otherwise, you can drop down to either one of these beams right here. Just line yourself up, go ahead and jump. There's a skeleton on the left one. And if you're wearing the armor that I am wearing, which is the black knife, I don't cause any footsteps, or enemies can't hear me. So this skeleton usually doesn't hear me. So usually I can backstab him, but I make a mistake right here, and I just kind of swing. So if you backstab them and push them, you can throw them off of the ledge, usually relatively easy. Now from here, what you're going to do is go up to the top of this ladder, and you're going to go to the end of the tunnel. Now there's 2 different ways. I've tried going the bottom route a few different times, and I haven't been able to actually get all the way down there, so I don't know if there's anything down there, because I can't get all the way down without dying. I've tried it a few different times and I just can't time it correctly. If you guys have better luck than I do and you happen to get down there and you find something really cool, then by all means go ahead and leave a comment down below. But anyway, what you're waiting for the thing to do is go past you again, and then you're going to just run up to the very top of this, and there's going to be like a flame thing that's kind of shooting off to the left there. You're going to hit it once, and it's actually going to change the direction when it goes up to facing towards the in there, so it's going to fire back in that way. Now at this point, I recommend that either you are really good at getting all the way back, which can be kind of a pain, but it can be done. But you can just die if you want to, and then you can reload right from the very start of the entire level again. Now what's going to happen is something really unique. Is if you guys saw the glowy areas where they kind of spawn in at, one of them has moved when you actually hit that fire thing. Now the reason why the fire actually changes, I really don't know, but you can see the beam of light on the floor, and now it's spawning in. Basically we have moved a spawn platform from where it's at, from where it was at, to a new location. So we're going to basically get the 2 chariots to crash into each other, and that's going to happen just right around the corner here. So again, you're going to kind of do the same initial thing here. You can pretty much follow just on the screen there. That one's a little close for comfort from time to time, and I decided to wait this one because I I thought I would die, to be honest. So I was that close to dying at that location. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna see the ring at the corner there, and it's gonna spawn in another one. And what's gonna happen is both of those chariots, both sides, will actually go ahead and hit that one. And then as soon as that breaks, you're gonna get the Holy Ground, Ash of War, and then you're gonna get the entire Tree Sentinel armor group, which is actually pretty cool. And at that point, you can just turn around and walk right back out. All the chariots will have disappeared, and you don't really have to worry about it. So it's pretty easy. Now, as far as the boss fight, I'm just going to show you guys the very end of it because you don't really want to see the entire thing at all. But once you defeat both of the Crucible Knights, you will get the Greatsword, and you're also going to get the entire outfit, which is pretty fantastic. But hopefully this video does help you guys out, and if it does, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.